I think probably for the whole year, the Central Bank of Chinese Central Bank will kind of cut the LPR by another 20 basis points. And I think from on the other hand, the fiscal policy and the infrastructure policy will also coming up to boost the economy. Of course, everyone expects that the biggest hit will be taking place in the first quarter. So basically, if the economy can relatively kind of pick up in the second quarter, the most important thing is that how important or how big the impact of this kind of policy will help the economy to revive from that kind of virus hit.
So another 20 basis points are likely over the first quarter when it comes to the LPR. How bad will the Q1 GDP number be? You've got 5.4% for 2020 growth in China, but I was mentioning a little bit earlier, overnight Morgan Stanley came out and is now forecasting Q1 growth at just 3.5%. Are you that pessimistic on the outlook for the first quarter?
Well, I think it's very hard to say, to be honest, because we don't know how China will make up in the last month of this quarter. Because I think everyone knows that China gradually restarted production right now. So I think on the other hand, to be honest, Chinese numbers are always very magic. 3% or 4%, I don't think people really pay attention to. The most important thing is that the real activities, for example, the power generation, the transportation, the logistics, the shipping, this kind of data, I think the market will pay more attention to that, and also the automobile sales. I think that makes more sense for us to understand the Chinese economy, the dynamics there.
China is, of course, now benefiting from fiscal and monetary stimulus, and at the same time an easing in trade tensions. Does that mean that optimism around a V-shaped recovery is being priced by the markets?
Yes, I think so. I think the market right now is looking at V-shaped recovery from China, especially in the aftermath of the virus going forward. So I think there is some kind of risk from there, because if the virus can't be really contained according to the official estimates, and also if the foreign investors are still relatively hesitate to put money into China, I think the V-shaped recovery will still face a lot of uncertainties over there. So I think for the markets right now, probably have to be more realistic to look at the high frequency data from China, and to look at how China resume its production from now on, and how China contain the virus at this moment. I think there are so many uncertainties over there. I think the market can't be overconfident that the Chinese economy can be fully recovered, can see a very sharp recovery from Q2 onwards.
Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now, to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.